What's going on? It's been a hectic, I don't know, it's been like a year and a half?
Yeah, it's almost been like 2 years now.
2 years since that pod was sharp?
Yeah.
Really?
About 2 years.
So, okay, what happened after that pod? Because I feel like you sort of just got sent into a bad place.
Yeah, I got sent to a really bad place.
What happened? What triggered that?
So after that whole interview, I had gotten into a relationship, a very bad relationship.
Is that the guy you did Softwood Underbelly with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, him. And then we moved to Vegas, and then I hated it.
Why?
I don't like that. I don't like the heat. I don't like the sun.
How'd you end up in a relationship with this dude? Who was he?
I met him at a bar.
Okay.
Yeah, met him at a bar. He was a bartender, actually. So he thought he could charm me with that. I don't know what I was thinking.
Apparently it worked.
I know. And then I was stupid, and I got us a house in Vegas.
You bought the house. You paid for everything?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I couldn't stand it after 2 months, so I moved back to Houston. But I moved in with my father, where I messed up.
Why? What'd your dad do?
My dad didn't do anything. He's just, we're not compatible to live together. So I moved in, I put like $30K down on his house because it's like $1 million house and we wanted to sell it. So I was like, I'll just move back in with my cats and my animals and everything. And then everything just kind of, I started tattooing. I don't know last time I was here if I was tattooing or not yet, but I have my own shop now in Houston. So I have my own tattoo studio there. And you know, I was excited about that at first. Everything was going good, but then, you know, you just do something, you get excited about that, and then everything just kind of spirals sometimes.
So you were hyped about the tattoo shop and living in Houston.
Yeah.
But then what spiraled? What'd you get excited about?
Like, okay, so I left my ex in Vegas, and then I moved back with my dad. And then, you know, I was tattooing for a while, everything was good. But I was just a very toxic environment, and I got into some really bad things.
Like what?
Whippets.
Okay. So whippets.
Yeah.
I did a YouTube video about whippets a couple of years ago that I may link in the description if somebody on my team remembers. But anyway, that video was during the heyday of like Gunna being off the whippets, and you were seeing, you know, just like various people kind of bringing that shit out for the, I feel like it was very, very early in hip hop, even though myself, I've seen it like over the years at like music festivals, especially in the UK and stuff. I would always hear about how if you went to a Grateful Dead concert or a Fish concert that everybody be fucking with that shit. What was your first exposure to it?
My friend, she was doing ketamine, and she had a can of air. I thought it was air. I didn't understand what whippets were. So, but now they have tanks at the vape shops, and it was like strawberry flavored whippet canister. I didn't know what it was, so
that's kind of evil to have it at the vape shop, because vapes are supposed to be like the thing that helps you get off cigarettes.
Yes.
Not the thing that also gets you into nitrous.
And nitrous, those cans are everywhere now.
Yeah.
Those cans are in every vape shop.
I just officially turned down a nitrous ad. Like I was gonna have to like shout out a nitrous shop on Instagram and tell everybody
that now.
Yes, they've been doing it with some of the young rappers around here. I turned it down. I was like, you know what? Even though I think this is funny, I feel like the greater population probably won't think it's funny.
It was funny though. It was funny for a minute until it wasn't. Until it got serious. For me, it was funny until it got really serious.
Because okay, I know dudes who seem like they're f***ed off that shit, like doing it all the time. But still, it doesn't feel like I've seen anybody go full Steve-O with it and get to the point where their lives are totally ruined. But I assume that there are people that I know who behind the scenes are maybe experiencing difficulties with it. But how long did it take before you started to see the repercussions?
So I started September, or I don't even know when of last year, but I started sometime last year where it was just like once a weekend I would do like one tank. And then, you know, I was like, well, this is fun. I don't like vaping. I don't like smoking. I don't like doing any of that. So, I mean, this kind of makes me feel like good, I guess.
And your current drug diet at that time was what? Anything?
Just Lexapro, Klonopin. So besides that, no, I never was addicted to anything in my life. I didn't make fun of addicts, but I was like, there's no such thing as addiction. Like, that's crazy. But I soon realized that it wasn't that. And I was doing one tank a day.
A tank sounds like a ton. How big is a tank?
So they actually upgraded the tanks now. You can get a bag. You can get a bag with your tank. Like, and it comes with a handle. They're huge tanks now. They're like this big. and like this tall, I would do one of those in 3 hours, less than 3 hours.
I'll see people with those at parties, and it seems like that's for like the whole party.
No, and I would not share. No one could touch my whippets. I told my sister I would hurt her very bad if she ever, cause she lived with me, and she said, "This isn't shit. I'm gonna throw this away." And she opened my tank, and I almost pummeled her to the ground. I got so bad with it.
As you open it, and then just everything rushes out of it, and it's useless.
Comes out of it, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then I started doing 3 tanks a day, and then that came to 6 to 10 tanks.
What the f? Yeah. And how much does each tank cost?
Jesus Christ. I think I spent like $10,000 in a month.
What the f?
Yeah.